fair warning that this playthrough made me genuinely uncomfortable at several points. So proceed with caution, and remember you can always stop watching if you need to.
There's still, like, some indication that... I mean, there could be other forces also controlling Chris when they go off on their own, as it were. Because it's certainly a new situation that they're going off on their own. And the school fountain existed... Like, there's no time that Chris was on their own between us having control and us entering the first Dark World. And so it's definitely possible there is yet more afoot. Speaking of more afoot, we need to check it on Shiren. How's it going, Shiren? Ralsei is the most suspicious thing in the whole game still, by far. Like, what the hell is up with Ralsei? Why does he know so much? And how is he Asriel, but, like, clearly also not Asriel? In so many ways. Well, maybe we could try Ice Shock? Ice from the Ice Palace boss? Don't you want to try Fire Shock or something? Huh? Yeah, you're right. Here, how about let me control for a little bit? No, I'll control it myself. Not like you to be a controller hog, honey. You feeling alright? Huh? Me? Of course. I'm fine, Dad. I fell asleep in the library and... You know, just had a weird dream. Noel. I knew that bird brain put you asleep. What did he do? Start lecturing you on his theorem of the inequality of children's fighting games? No, he fell asleep too. Wow, he even put himself to sleep? Yeah, I guess so. Well, it sounds like you've been hitting the books too hard. Why don't you go home and hibernate? I'll see you tomorrow at church. Dad? Are you gonna be okay to go? Of course. You take it easy, honey. Okay, then. Yeah, I'll go home and rest. See you tomorrow, honey. Bye, Dad. Love you. Chris? Like, this isn't that much, but if you see the first one, she of course reacts to Susie, her, you know, romantic interest, but, oh. Chris, what are you doing here? Hell if I know. Susie? Oh, this is Susie. Susie, nice. Heard a lot about you. You, have? Cool, think I have to go now. Susie, huh? Yeah. Lay a finger on her and I'll kick your ass. Huh? Just kidding. Well, kinda kidding. Don't imagine Rudy has much more to say. My checking the sake. Hey, Susie, mind if I have a word with you a sec? Guess I'll be a sec, Chris? Come on, it was just a bad dream. Even so, it was so real. I can't get it out of my mind. That voice telling me what to do. A voice unlike Chris's. A terrifying voice. Chris. Recently, there's been something different about them. Why hasn't anyone else noticed it? I have to figure it out. Why Chris is acting so strange. Well, Jesus, if my comments about Chris and us being extremely distinct entities, yeah, that pulls in a little more as directly as possible. Why they keep coming to the hospital? I don't... Oh, God. Gonna have a choice here, huh? See, you. Huh? Chris? How long have you been standing there? Phew, you really scared me, you know? Keep it together, Noelle. There's nothing to be afraid of. After all, a dream is just a dream, right? Then why did their voice just now sound so so terrifying. Undertale touched on some of these concepts and played with some of them. Jesus. I don't think I saved in Castle Town. Jesus. Okay. Because it wasn't a dream. Hey, Chris, let's beat it already. Man, he kept telling me about Noelle, like favorite things, places he'd like to go. No idea what the hell that was about. No, it's actually more the other, the former Chrono. I'm not, like, actually jumping to replay and see it again, but, like, it's... Jesus. So, the hell were you two doing? Nothing, Susie. I was just about to go home. See you. Guess she's afraid of me again, huh? Man, would be nice. If she knew everything that happened was real, huh, Chris? Come on, try to be a little more enthusiastic. I guess I can actually talk to the dogs now instead of accidentally keying them before we could talk to them. Clearly Doggo would be talking for them. We're the infamous dog burglars, the wet-nosed bandits. We're getting ready to sneak into that big house over the holidays. Oh wait, no, that was not Doggo, that was Dogamy. We were ready to get sneak into that big house over the holidays. When we were attacked from the shadows by something merciless. Fearing for our lives, we all ran right into Officer Undy's warm, loving arms. And she suplexed us all into the snow with our tails hanging in the air. Now we're in jail, but at least we're alive. Plus, the nice ghost keeps giving us incorporeally low-calorie treats. Then we all howl holiday songs together. Ooh. Something merciless. Kevin McAllister is merciless. Make dog marriage, not dog jail. This dialogue, I guess, will be different. Loose eggs. It's too much responsibility for an egg. We are not anti-stealing an egg this time. Very similar to that movie. Oh, I go back and talk to Rudy afterwards. I guess, yeah, I can check that. Alright. Okay, yeah. Besides, your dad ain't much without his main-hand man. Yeah, he had to ask the store guy for free pickles. Damn it, man. You know I'd give you free pickles. I'll kick that store guy's bony little ass. Yeah, me too. We'll make him into a goddamn xylophone. Okay. Worth it. No notes on the window or anything over here. We have a Deltarune on our house too, which is interesting. So yeah, people last time were asking like why she's looking up. I think she's just trying to like look as proper as possible or whatever, so just kind of like standing at full alert and stuff. You can see her face drops down briefly when she gets more comfortable. Because she's kind of like marching in place even and stuff, and just trying, like, basically trying to be on her absolute best behavior rather than kind of her default, right? And like when she's talking to Chris, goes back kind of normal a little bit there, then snaps back to attention there. Pie hoarding, and then yeah, like going to a kind of a natural, then be like, okay, proper or whatever. So like some people were thinking she should be like looking down or whatever, but it's not the same effect, right? It's yeah. And then like she relaxes, it's like, you can just call me Tori Lancet, cool, it's okay. It's like, oh, okay, like I can relax a little bit, basically, right? We certainly need to wash our hands. Hey, what are those metal people shapes in the cupboard? Like, handcuffs for a little guy's whole body? Those are for gingerbread, Susie. Gingerbread men and gingerbread monsters, of course. Gingerbread monsters, huh? Cool. Gingerbread. That sounds like something Noelle would make. Noelle? Nothing. She's sneaking sugar right out of the bag. Susie? What? My pie, my rules. Got it. Chris, no sneaking ingredients until you wash your hands. Don't worry, Chris. I'll sneak stuff instead. We didn't actually talk to them last time because we kind of thought we would still have time to. It's a sink. You could wash your hands here. But isn't the sink in the bathroom better? Chris, this is not the time to sneak some chocolates. Hey, Chris, give me some at least. No need for it. No need for it. It's the bathroom sink. Will you run the tap? It started to run. It's making a lot of noise. See, there's like a pretty specific plan to this, ultimately, it feels like. Rather than... I forgot to see if I could move the heart there. I assume I can, but I mean, you can move it in the cage, so it's already very distinctly that you are the heart, and this is Chris separating from you, like we saw that from the cage in Chapter 1. Doesn't particularly matter if I can move it here or not. Yeah, it's really good, Arel. But, so... Chris hops out here and slashes, the van's tires. So Toriel goes out and now sees someone sneaking around outside and sees that her tires have been slashed. I couldn't move it in that brief window there, but again, not terribly meaningful, just kind of a side thing. Another kind of easily missed thing is that Susie drank some of your shampoo while she was in here. And now that Toriel's seen the situation outside, she doesn't want Susie to go home, so proposes the sleepover here in a minute. And, like, doesn't care about the pie. There's kind of more on her mind right now. It's like, no, you shouldn't walk home. Like, this is not just Toriel being nice, but, I mean, like, theoretically she could behave similarly anyway, but, like, this is just a sly adult basically being like, okay, there's danger outside, I'm gonna protect the kids, just keep Susie here, find an excuse, okay, like, don't worry them, don't freak them out, but keep the kids here while I call the police and stuff. Yeah, your hands are clean, yep, I saw that the first time for sure. Susie, would you like to say over? God, the song is so confused now because it's such a ridiculously comfy plus nostalgic song, and it's also just so heavily linked to... Well, I mean, honestly, given what we just did today, like, this is no longer close to the most horrifying things in Deltarune anymore, so I guess that's good? That line I just skipped past is also kind of interesting, we think, in the game context, right? In the narrative and stuff that we've been discussing. Like, Susie says, like, you don't need someone to tell you to sit down, right? Like, when they've had their whole day being told what to do without any way to do otherwise, and being the vessel to tell someone else to do things that they didn't want to do. Ugh. And the implication that the festival that has been hinted at a little bit as far as the... Oh, Jesus. So... This route has at least implications of continuing, which, I mean, the Birdley's still passed out, and the visit to the hospital, like, if any of that wasn't enough, but I mean, the fact that we told Noelle that she's going on the Ferris wheel with us, and that's going to be a thing that happens. Jesus, like, And they say coming up, which is a little weird if it's actually tomorrow, but given that they've hinted about it multiple times, one assumes the festival is Chapter 3, but it's possible it's Chapter 4. So does this change at all? I think we did Ralsei last time because we wanted to basically leave up the option for Susie and Noelle to get together. So, I mean, I suppose proceed. Okay, yeah, so that says the same. Yeah, fair enough. It just felt like it was the correct choice, given. So, like, what's interesting here is that in all of this action here, Chris specifically, like, opens the door, too. And then, of course, we see the TV come back on. Like, it's off right now when Toriel went to bed and, well, fell asleep reading and such. But, so Chris is kind of moving around and doing stuff with intention. Like, it's not just lashing out. It's not just, like, just making the fountain. Ariel the mini-boss? Yeah, maybe. Maybe, Cat. But, yeah, so they come over there, they open the door, they turn the TV back on. And this is, like, intentional things they do. I tried, Roman. I couldn't move the heart there. And I remember, like, we were theorizing, maybe, like, Chris is, in fact, the one making the fountains. That definitely seems, like, a possibility. And then, like, okay, just blatantly Chris is going to make a fountain here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, there's this. And then, of course, there's also this, but... There has been options to tell Undyne about the Dark World in both Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. And then, like, I guess the most straightforward with the smile on the TV is that that's the next primary villain of Chapter 3 or whatever. Like, there's definitely a handful of other possibilities. Yeah, definitely felt like a Cheshire Cat sort of thing, with that grin. That is what I called it the first time, a Cheshire grin. Well... that was... an experience. It was very uncomfortable. Third force at play, yeah, that's another possibility, right? Like, we are controlling Chris, but something else is also controlling Chris. Like, the fact a Dark World was created before we're on the scene is interesting. And there's the fact that Chris had an uncomfortable experience at the weird gate at the bottom of town that makes Gaster's noises. It's a lot. But, Jesus, like... there hasn't really been that much media that has made me feel as actively uncomfortable as participating in this playthrough has. But the only thing that like immediately comes to mind in a very different type of uncomfortable would be, I mean, it's not a word I like using, as it's kind of overused by the youngins in a way that I don't really like, but, like, mega cringe content to some extent. Like, so specifically what I'm referring to is stuff like Nathan For You. If anyone's familiar with that show, I found that too uncomfortable to watch. Like, that was just an incredibly uncomfortable show for me, but that's in a very different fashion. So all I've been saying, someone else made the computer lab fountain. I don't see why that timing has to be that way, right? Like, it could just be dark in the computer lab and Birdley and Noelle walked in and found themselves in a dark world, just like Chris and Susie found themselves in a dark world in Chapter 1, right? Like, it very easily could have been created in the middle of the night, and then as people went to the library, they entered the dark world. So that's why Caddy and Jockington and Noelle and Birdley all made it there. We still don't know why the hell Azrael was there, though. That was weird as hell. Did Azrael come home early? But then they should have appeared back in the computer lab, like... But Jockington and Caddy didn't appear back in the computer lab either. That's a thing, too. Alvin, yeah, I mean, Alvin, that one line with the hammer was really suspect from Alvin. And, I mean, I don't see why a hammer couldn't create a fountain, right? Like, if a bard each and a pin and a knife can all make fountains, I don't particularly see why a hammer cannot. So, like, that's definitely a possible read, that Alvin dug up the hammer from Gerson's grave and used it to create a fountain. There's really no indication as to why they would do that, but... There is a specifically suspicious line with that hammer bit there. But, like, the most straightforward still seems very plausible, that Chris made the fountain in the library in the night. Like, that still seems possible to me. The rooms were just created for everyone that had made searches. I mean, we know they hang out in the library a lot, so they didn't necessarily have to be there then. That does help allow Rousey to still be Asriel a little bit, which they clearly are. So, like, that's good if there's a way that still makes sense. Cap points out that God, what's his name? Alvin is obsessed with the angel. Yeah, we can see motive there, perhaps. Oh, one other kind of random weird thing that I don't think is relevant because I think it's too consistent. But, that's probably on screen enough. Yeah, so this is the static image that's used a few places in the game, but like notably in front of like Spamton's face, occasionally it'll flash, and it like I think it's just too repetitive to actually be anything, but it looks a lot like a magic eye. That's the pure one. Here's like a screenshotted version from a playthrough that has a little more blue in it and a little more inconsistency. And I did actually stare at it like a magic eye, and it almost looks like there's pillars, I kind of want to say, like there, but I don't think it's actually a thing, because I think the pattern is too overall consistent and repeated. And I couldn't get a consistent, clean image as a magic eye effect, but just another interesting thing I was pondering and looking at, among others. Did Omega Flowey's eyes flash pink and yellow? I can't say with any confidence. It didn't seem like the like, I'm just thinking back to the dozens of times I've seen that fight at this point, and at the very least I don't think it's in the same way, but yeah, I would have to do a direct comparison to actually say there. Certainly in the Weird Route Neophyte, there were very direct analogs to the Omega Flowey fight, between calling for friends and then mocking you how no one's going to come, and it once again reusing that powerful line, but nobody came. And like, it's also really weird how, like, at least publicly, Toby Fox seems interested on making it clear that Deltarune and Undertale are distinct things, and he's happy that people are thinking of Deltarune by itself outside the context of Undertale. But yet, there's just, like, such absolutely direct analogs with stuff like the thing I just said, right? The flower shit, the calling out to your friends and them not coming and stuff is not an accident that feels exactly the same, right? Like, and of course, obviously, all the characters and the graves and the songs and everything else, but I mean, like, it's continuing in chapter 2, I guess, is kind of the point there. It is not, it's not actually trying to distance itself from Undertale, and it seems to be taking some of the same themes and expanding on those specific ones. And then, of course, there's just Gaster tying it all together, because if we try to use our cell phone in the dark world, we get Gaster noises, and if we hang out in front of the locked door at the bottom of town in Deltarune, we get Gaster noises slowed down 8 times. And I'm still very chuffed about the fact that I got that first try, like, completely blind, first playthrough. We hear the, like, there's some weird noise at this door. Like, I've got a suspicion. Like, record it in Audacity, slow it down 8 times, nailed it very first try. That was fun. But, God, like, it's worth repeating that, that was a very uncomfortable playthrough. In a lot of ways. Like, very, like, I would say, like, the genocide run of Undertale was horrifying at points, but not, like, actually uncomfortable. It's not, a thing that, like, I was always proceeding in the genocide route in Undertale, and, like, I'm generally just proceeding in this path too, because that's what you do, and you still know it's a game, but, like, I did actually consider just being like, no, I'm gonna abandon this route. This is not cool, right? It is really rough. Chris, Susie, and Noel get special responses of use for the creator's name. Gotcha. Okay. That makes some sense. Yeah. But, yeah, that was very rough. It was very interesting. I'm gonna trust in the Toby Fox and the rest of the team enough that I will continue to do the mainline content that is there. But Jesus, like, Jesus, like, that was pulling some inklings of tears in a different fashion than, say, Undertale did, right? Yeah, it's yikes. So, again, I'll reiterate this thought that we discussed earlier. So, I'd been told the or not directly told, I had seen the moniker for this route beforehand as Snowgrave, which, by the way, I will remind that I don't think people should actually use that name. Like, call it the Weird Route or something like that, because I think saying Snowgrave in advance is a pretty relevant spoiler. Like, you know automatically that Noelle is hugely a piece of the differences, and you have two options. You have what we experienced to some extent, although I didn't expect that. But you have that Noelle is the one doing the killing, or Noelle is killed, which I actually thought was more likely, but somehow that would have been significantly less horrifying, so Jesus. This is what we ended up with. And it was interesting, and it was worth it, and like genocide, even more so than genocide, I will say that route is definitely not for everybody. Yeah.
Phew. Well, that playthrough genuinely made me uncomfortable in a way no other media really ever has. I was kinda just not okay for several days afterwards. And by the time this is airing, I suppose we probably have some brand new ways to be disturbed by chapters 3 and 4. Thanks to everyone who gives me the chance to make edited series like this by supporting me on Patreon. If you'd like to toss a few bucks my way too, the link's below. You can also follow on Twitch to catch me when I'm live. Until next time, everybody, cheers.